Hello, woodchucks and farmers. Welcome back to Oceanside Forest. Time to cut down some more trees. And I think it's also time to pay Billy to come in and clear out some stumps. I think I've probably gone over 2,000 trees cut by now. And I need to pay for the next 1,000. Working our way towards the 3,000 trees, but I think I'm going to need more to cut down than that because, yeah, last time we harvested that wheat field and got just about 100,000 liters of wheat, actually just shy of it. And people have been telling me we're going to need about 3 million liters of feed per year to feed 20,000 birds. So we need to expand the fields and cut down more and more trees here. Just going to cut down a few more here before we get to do some work in the farm fields itself. We got to go ahead and lime the, are we calling that the Hillside field over by the chicken farm? Hillside field sounds good to me. So I probably changed that name like 3 times. This is called the farm field, I think. Farmyard field, because it's right next to the farmyard. And then, of course, we got the harbor field, which is adjacent to the harbor itself. But, yeah, we expanded the Hillside field last episode. So I need to get a worker up there and start spreading some lime. I need to get into this field and do some straw baling. And then probably pick up some logs and bring that to the mill to get these out of here, so later on I can come back in here and it's kind of cleared up and get some trees out of here. Working on this field here because with wheat, the next crop that goes in here is actually sorghum, and that will be planted till next spring, so it gives me some time from right now is July all the way till next April before a crop goes in here. So I got time to get this field expanded. How much can I get done? I hope as much as I got done on the Hillside field last year. So that'd be good. If I can like double or triple the size of this field and get like 300,000 liters off it, that'd be just great. Yep, even the little trees gotta go. Tree by tree. Now let's just cut down one more here. I don't want to cut any more down because they may start dropping in the field, and I got to pick up that straw. But I just wanted to get a little bit started here today just so I can kind of get a rough idea of how we're looking at, you know, for trees. Yeah, probably cut down maybe like about 20 or 30 today. We're about to find out. Did I go? I'm sorry, it should be over 2,000 by now. Actually, I cut down 42. And yes, we're over 2,000 trees cut. So a couple things we need to do. First off, we need to come in here. We need to remove 50,000 from our bank account, which is pennies for us at this point. So remove the 50,000, and then we're going to come in here and remove all the stumps, the 42 stumps that we got. So the stumps are now, they're out of here. They are gone. So now I can pick up the logs nice and easily. Don't have to worry about getting stuck up on a stump somewhere. Let's see, what winter wolf am I going to grab here? Let's see. This is for the logging. Where is the camel one? Is it down here? It is. Alright, so the grain trailer I'll leave right here for now. So this winter wolf, we're going to go grab the spreader and put some lime into it, which I think it may already have lime in it. And we're going to set a worker off on the Hillside farm field. Hillside field, not farm. Hillside farm. Jeez, I can't say it. The Hillside field, and start spreading some lime. Get that all set for replanting. Let's see, which way did I back that in? Well, it makes sense I would have backed it in that way. So this truck here, the camel one, does not have the raised suspension, but the other one does. So that's why the other one's going to be kind of focused on the logging part. And I do have a little bit of spot left for some extra lime, so let's go ahead and we're going to do that. I think we're going to burn right through that, I think. But I would hate to be up there and be short by 100 liters of lime. I did the soil sampling, right? I think I did it last episode. Let me double check on that. Looks like we did. Yes, we did. I think silty clay is probably the worst to have, so Yeah, the upper part of the field, not so good. But it's one of those things, as we've gone over, not much I can do about it. It is what it is. I'm also thinking, as we went at the end of the last episode, about making a road up through here at the power lines. Because this will bring us right up to the hillside field, rather than kind of going up that steep area. And of course, it's not that wide, although it's wide enough to get everything through that I need to. Until I hook up the header on the combine, it gets a little snug going through the trees, but we can make it work. But why not put a road in up through here when it brings us right up here? Boy, it looks like a big field now when I come up here, which is nice to see. All right, let's go ahead and hire ourselves a worker, which is, of course, Frank, or someone. Field work, we're in the field. It recognizes the field, which is good. Target position, we'll go that way. And let's go ahead and do 2 headlands. I think 2 would be a good idea. And generate course. The big field's going to take a second. Alright, we'll turn this on. Get going a little bit. And then somewhere in here we're going to hire... Who's taking over? Looks like Franco's taking over. He usually does a pretty good job for us. So we're getting the lime in. pH value now is going to be perfect in this field. This field's going to be... I kind of forgot now. Is this the barley field? Let's see, we had wheat, so that's sorghum. Sorghum to barley. Barley to wheat. I think that's the rotation we're going with. Nuts. Only 3 crops and you can't remember. No, I can't. But that's where I think where we're at. All right, so while they're going to work, we're going to grab the T8 down here. Can we jump into there? The plow. Let's pull this out of the working area just in case I got to bring something in later on to get repaired. Yeah, it's the middle of summer, so the implements and everything got to be scattered about. Everything's going to be put there. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use it later. Leave it out. When fall comes, we'll have to put everything back away. All right, let's grab the baler. We'll get this all set now. Of course, we do have a mod baler. And these bales are going to be 9 times the size, so 89,000 liter bales are what we're going to get. T8 should be able to handle it a little bit better. We've only used it really once, and that was on that power line field over there on the hill, and it did pretty good. Going uphill, we lost a little bit of its speed, but not a whole bunch. And probably I should be getting the combine out the field, because I kind of forgot that I left it there. All the deer are spawning in. Yeah, sorghum to barley to wheat. Sorghum, barley, wheat. Yeah, I'm thinking the hillside field should be wheat. That's the way it should be. I think I got it in my head now. I wish the crop rotation would... I wish that mod would kind of keep the rotation for the map that you're on. But it seemed to be all the way across all maps. So yesterday I was doing crop rotation for Goldcrest Valley. So I'm guessing... Yeah, that's kind of what I'm guessing there. But it's okay. I think I got it in my head. We're all set. Let's go ahead and get this header back on the trailer. To get myself kind of squared up here. Alright, that kind of spun around on me, so now I need to... oh yeah, I probably should fold up the header too. There we go, header is folded on up. Okay, that should line up there. Alright, we got that on. And now, if I just get into the JCB, And then back this up right to the front of the header itself. Of course, when I mean the front, I mean the front of this side here. The trailer is not really turning that well, if I want to call it a trailer. There we go. And then we'll drive it away from the combine. Careful turning too sharp with a 60-foot header. It could tip over rather easily. And that'll be ready for the sorghum, which will be in a couple months. That's right, I did buy a fuel tanker as well last episode. I was ready to say I need to fuel this up, but we got ourselves a fuel tanker. I'll have to go down and pick that up and fill it up with fuel. Now, I could fill up with fuel at our fuel refinery that we put down as well, but I may just go ahead and buy it down at the tanks, just because I know the tanks will have the fuel that I need. The fuel refinery may not have the fuel because we're selling it every hour. All right, lower that down. And if I don't get all the straw, it's not that big of a deal. We're just gathering the straw mostly for the bedding, for the chickens and the ducks. Just because we can. Yeah, also I do realize, because our fuel refinery, we are making compost. I can use the compost on the field as a fertilizer, but the only reason why that is there is just to help me get rid of the wood chips. I don't want to give myself another task of putting compost on a field when I can just go ahead and fertilize the field as we drill it. Yeah, the compost is free because we are making it, but really this series has got we're way past the money situation here. In the beginning, we were struggling a little bit with the money, but that's what you always do mostly on every map, that you struggle with money. But we're way beyond that. I mean, we're over $5 million. I don't have any more land to buy. I mean, all the equipment we pretty much have that we need. We could always double up and get more combines or something or other. But really, the money's not an issue. Especially with how many more trees I got to cut and bring to the sawmill and get the mill really busy. Yeah, we're fine. We're perfectly fine. So it is going to drive some people nuts because I'm basically just going around this field just to get the majority of the straw. I'm not going to go around and grab every little straw piece that there is. And also when we get to have enough straw, which I think we probably got more than enough already off this field alone, I'll probably not even bother baling it. I just want to get a little bit of a stockpile, that way we have it. And it's not going to hurt the chickens at all if we don't put the bedding down. At least I don't think so. With the enhanced animal mod, the straw just allows us to get manure from the birds only. I don't think if we don't give them straw, they're just not going to produce manure. That's it. It's not a necessity for them. I do love this baler already. It's very convenient when you're doing a lot of fields. Not realistic because we are getting 89,000 liters per bale. But if you're running a big farm and you always don't like going around picking up a lot of bales, this would be good. This would have been real handy on East Vineland when I was doing a lot of grass contracts back then. I tried using it on hinterland, but the baler did not recognize, with Maize Plus, it did not recognize the grass type, so it wouldn't pick it up. And the good thing is, if you're also wondering, if you haven't seen it, yeah, the bales are 89,000 liters, and that's on ×9. There is no weight to the bales, it seems like, because we pick them up with a old-time Deutzfire. And with no weight on the back, it picks up the bale, no problem whatsoever. I'm going to have to keep my eye on Franco on the Hillside field just to see if he runs out of lime. Been a long time since I had a worker spread lime for us. Actually, if I bring up the big map, well, he's still rolling up there. I can see it's moving. Just hopefully when he runs out of lime, he lets us know. Not that it matters if he keeps on working and not spread lime. I'm just paying him to do nothing, and money doesn't matter at this point. I am going to set myself a goal, though, for cutting down trees for this field by next year. I want to triple the size of this field, so double, then triple. So that would be kind of good. That means we would get 300,000 liters out the field, give or take, depending on the soil types. And if I can do that every year to a field, we will eventually get to the 3 million liter mark. Now this year's harvest, I mean, every year we are getting better. And I think going the way of, originally my crop rotation was sorghum, fallow, and then wheat. We were getting a nice bonus on the sorghum and wheat, but having a year with no crops in the ground, yeah, I'd just rather have the sorghum, barley, wheat at 100% every year rather than a year of fallowness. Is that a word? Fallowness? And not get anything at all. We're going to need it. Well, the birds are going to need it. Oh, we are getting a good amount of... I know it sounds weird that I'm getting a good amount of bales out the field, but I've only dropped 2 of them so far. But this will definitely keep up with the birds for sure. And as for the manure, I think we're just going to, when the manure pits get full, we'll just grab the manure and go sell it down at Billy's, and they can do what they want with it. I mean, I'm going to have plenty of free manure on the farm as is already with the manure, the compost, but as I mentioned, I'm trying to reduce the amount of work that I have to do because I'm putting in so much time already in cutting down trees. I don't want to be doubling up my field work. Yeah, some days now cutting down the trees gets to me just a little bit, but if I don't cut them on down, we're not going to progress and get up to 20,000 birds. Oh yeah, someone did mention I probably need more roosters in the pens. I'm not even sure if I even need a rooster at all. At least it used to be that way in 19 and FS19. You could just have all hens in a coop and they would reproduce. We just leave a rooster in there just because. I'm pretty sure with 1,999 hens and 1 rooster per a coop, I think that might be even too much for 1 rooster. 1 rooster alone, that might be just a little bit too much. But we're just going to stick 1 in there just to kind of make the rooster happy. I mean, or maybe he's unhappy. I don't know. That many hens running around. And we're just going to say follow the same concept with the ducks because from what most people have told me with the animal enhanced mod, the ducks just follow the same pattern as the chickens do, just that the model of what we see as a bird is either a duck or a chicken is the only difference. All right, couple more passes and we got our straw bales. Probably last us for years to come. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus the one we have. So we got about 400,000 liters of straw right now. And I think we got even 1 bale back down at the chicken farm. All right, go put the baler away. Do not think it needs to be repaired at all. Don't have many hours on it at all. Actually, I probably don't even have an hour on it. Yeah, we'll put the baler over here, I think. All right, let's go grab... Actually, let me just make sure Franco is still working, and he's got lime everywhere. He is almost out. Got about 3,000 liters. Well, I will set up for what we're going to do next, and then I'll have to go up and take that and come on down and fill it on up. We're going to drop off our low loader, and let's go get the logging trailer, and we're going to grab these logs that I cut earlier, bring those to the mill. Now this is the only trailer I have an issue with the high-rise suspension on the Winter Wolf. All the other trailers, not a problem. But I've been doing it enough to where I kind of find the sweet spot. If I come in at a bad angle, just like that, can go right in. If you try to back straight up to the auto-loading logging trailer, the back end keeps hitting the front of the trailer, and it does not go underneath. Unless you get lucky. If you ram it back there fast enough, sometimes it goes in. Alright, we need one section of logs. We should be all good. We're going to switch it to the right side. And one thing about taking the logs from here, no hills to deal with. No slants, nothing like that. So... should be easy sailing for getting the logs to the mill. Well, you need to cut down those trees right there. Not because I almost ran into them, but need to expand the field. Alright, slow on down to a crawl just about. Ooh, I did not see that log in front of me. That sticks out a little bit too far. Just go nice and slow. And technically the way you're supposed to load these up, or the best way to load them up, is actually have all the logs into a pile, and then you're supposed to pull up beside the pile, kind of park the truck, or, you know, stabilize the truck, and then load. But you know, time-wise, I just cut the trees where they're at, let them do their thing, and then I go around and pick them up, as you're seeing. And then I always overstuff my logging trailer. I mean, your trailer's full when the autoloader turns off, which it did twice on me there. But it's like, I can fit a couple more on. And by saying I can fit a couple more on, I become the moron, because the trailer does not like having more logs on it at all. And yes, putting straps on, not the best idea when it comes to the logs, because the logs try to shift in the trailer, but the straps keep them stable. But yet the logs try to move. That's why your trailer acts the way it does sometimes. Thank you for the person that commented on that a while ago. So every once in a while I just unstrap and restrap. Kind of lets the logs settle a little bit. And every once in a while though, you do get a log that wants to fall off, and then you strap and it's kind of hanging on the side there for dear life. Oh, that's right, I was supposed to grab Franco. I wonder if he actually stopped. That used to be a thing in 19 with Courseplay. I think with lime spreading, they didn't know that they were empty with lime. Kind of like a while ago in FS22, when you hired a worker to pick up stones, they didn't know that the stone picker was full of stones. Alright, let's see here. Well, he's not out of lime. At least not yet. In Franco's doing a really, really good job. Looks like he's overlapping a little bit, which is good. So he was still doing the headlands down there when I was at... Okay. I mean, he gets done when he gets done. All right, we'll let him continue because I want to see if he's going to stop when he's empty. I think he's going to. But I've been wrong so many times. Of course, playing FS22. If I had a nickel for every time I was wrong on that, I could buy a cup of coffee at this point. Just like I was wrong when I had Courseplay foam behind me in a round with a round baler, and Courseplay knew enough to actually come to a complete stop for the bale to unload. I always want to cut across my own farmyard instead of going up the road. It is kind of nice now knowing that all my production buildings are self-efficient, meaning they're running by themselves. After I bring the wood to them, I don't have to do a darn thing. Everything's being distributed from one place to another or being sold directly. Alright, this is where it can get a little messy. You know what? I think if I, on this section here, if I just turn around, which can be a little bit tricky once in a while. Yeah, my worker has stopped because the tank is empty. Okay, so it does know. Yeah, we just got to switch sides of the autoloader, so now it should start picking up on the left-hand side. We'll finish filling up the trailer and bring it to the sawmill. Then we'll grab the Winter Wolf on the hill. Oh, you shut off? No, you didn't. Keep taking some more. Nope. Stay on. There you go. I think that's good enough. I can't fit them all on here, so I gotta make another trip anyways. But that looks like a good enough load. Yeah, let the logs jumble around at first. Yeah, I do know... I've seen some comments from console players about this series saying, oh, I wish we had this, I wish we had that. And I understand it because, as I mentioned a few times, if I had to remove the stumps, and I didn't have the easy developer mod, if I had to remove all the stumps, if I had to manually load the logs in the back of the trailer, we definitely would not be where we are at, or maybe not even be doing forestry to chickens, because that would be a lot of work, which I don't mind. It just that would be a lot of work I would have to do just to get an episode out. We wouldn't see any advancement, no progression. Alright, we'll leave that off there and take them all. Thank you very much. Alright, let's go up on the hill here. Well, I'm just trying to figure out... Yeah, you got about half the field done, I think. Of course, some of these fields were a field last year, so they don't need that much lime. It's pretty much the new part of the fields that need all the lime. Now, really, for about $5 grand, I could put another seed hut on top of this hill. But we'll go right on back to the farm and fill up. I don't want to have seed huts everywhere, but if it becomes kind of a consistent thing to where the field up there needs, every time I lime it, it's going to need a refill, or every time I go up there and drill it, I got to refill it with fertilizer, then putting a seed hut up there would be beneficial. Or I could get like a chaser cart and just fill them up and go up there and fill up machines with that, which is something I hardly ever done, if ever. I may have done it somewhere. few people have told me, and in case you don't remember, I don't remember the stats completely, but they've told me about the Winter Wolf to where I could have unrealistic capacities on these things. I've gotten away from doing that. I did it in 19 for sure, but I'm getting to somewhat more realistic numbers on how things are. I don't have the combines that hold 120,000 liters. I don't harvest at 12 miles an hour like I used to. Although there are some days when I'm recording, it's like I wish I was harvesting a little bit faster, or I wish I had more capacity. Alright, well, Franco was doing the first part of the field. I don't know who's going to take over now. Alright, so where did you run out, sir? I think I picked you up right here. I think. So if I just hit Control H, I think you're just going to pick up right where you left off. It looks like Frank Jr. has come up here to take over. At first, I did not like the camo pattern on this Winter Wolf, but I'm starting to like it just by looking at it. And actually, the orange and the camo paint does not blend that badly. I mean, yeah, it's not great, but it's also not that bad, I don't think. Perfect. That's doing perfect here. Let's grab the Speedster, the JCB, which is over here, and make sure we disconnect that there. I was going to bring it with me for a second because I was thinking I'm making a trip down. Might as well bring it with me and drop it off at the harbor field. But got to remember, we got sorghum fields here also. Yeah, I'm really hoping with all the sorghum fields that we have, I'm really shooting for 300,000 liters of sorghum. Fingers crossed. We'll hope we'll get there. But right now we're headed on down to the store to grab the fuel tanker. Actually, I don't know if it's even considered a tanker, but a fueling trailer. I could grab some fuel out of our fuel refinery, like I said, but we'll just buy it down here. Kind of weird. We're buying fuel when we're making fuel. But the fuel that we're making is being used to run the generator to make us electricity. Everything is just being sold directly, which is nice, because for a while there, when the sawmill was full or ran through the night, it would take me about a half hour, 45 minutes to sell all the material that was in there. Granted, selling it directly now, we are losing like 10% of the sale, but yeah. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Let's see, is it just refuel like a vehicle? Yes. Yes, it is. We're going to let that sit there and fill on up. And while we're waiting, that's going to take a while, so I think we'll just go grab the rest of the logs up here and clear that out. The fun part's going to be getting all the coops in on the map. And yeah, also someone left a comment saying that there's a chicken coop out there that can hold 5,000 chickens, which is true, but I do believe there's a lot of them out there at this point. But since we are running the Animal Enhanced mod, the mod itself, if the one that I looked at that did hold 5,000, wasn't compatible with the Enhanced Animal mod. It may be now. It's been a while since I looked at all the chicken coops, so maybe they've been updated or are capable of holding that many. But we're just going to use the ones that we are using. I do appreciate all the comments and the help on, like, tell me about mods and stuff like that. I do read all the comments. Of course, I don't reply to comments. I always just try to address them in a video, because some people, probably most people, once you watch a video, you may read a comment if you're going to post or whatever. But after that, you don't, I would assume most people don't go back to a video to read comments. So, I mean, a video I posted last week, a lot of you are probably not going to go back there just to read the comments on the video. So I try to address them in the video itself. I think that, for me, I think that's a better way of doing it. I'm not too sure. Right, so this should be all the logs, currently. Oh, no, there's one here, hiding in the bushes. Yeah, I may even been about a handful of episodes ago that I mentioned, like, oh, well, we'll probably cut down about 2,000. We'll ever get to 3,000 trees cut. After seeing what we harvested off this field last time, oh, yeah, we should have hit 3,000 trees, no problem. The question is, well, how far will I get? How many trees am I going to end up cutting down? And at the rate I'm thinking of, 5,000 maybe a peak. 3,000 definitely. 4,000 most likely. 5,000 maybe the area. We are still filling up with fuel down there. How much does that thing hold for fuel? The reason I can tell we're still filling up because the money is going down. All right. So only 4,600 for fuel? That's fine. Not that it matters. And just a reminder, we are playing on hard economy, and we're also delivering to the cheapest of the sell points. Actually, diesel fuel is, well, I don't know, because it goes by liters. And I don't know how much a liter, how many liters are in a gallon, or how many gallons that are in a liter. But we got 3,750 liters of diesel fuel for under $5,000. As I said, I thought about just having the fuel pumps like I always do at my farmyard. But it's like, you know what? Let's just grab a tanker. We'll drive around, fill up machines as they go. If my tree harvester runs out of fuel like I almost did on the Hillside field up there, I can just drive the JCB up there with a fuel tanker and fill it on up. Although I do know in real life, if you ever run a diesel engine out of fuel, those are a pain to restart. Well, they used to be. They used to be. I don't know anymore. I've had it, I don't know, like 4 or 5 diesel trucks throughout my lifetime, so I don't know if they made it better. I never ran my diesel out of fuel. I've had my diesel gel up because of the cold winters, but never run out of fuel. All right, we are filling up the combine. And actually, I can probably turn off the JCB. Yep, we can leave that off while it fills on up. And yep, my big butt, every time I get out of one vehicle, I collide into another. Let's grab the McCormick, because we haven't used that in a bit. I was looking for the baling trailer, but it's over there by our roller, which we used once, and I may not ever use it again. Because it only gave us a 1% on the yield potential. So, yeah, it gives you the 1%, but it's just, I just don't see it that it's worth it. Oh, no, that's my, okay, no, that's my mulcher. I saw the red. I did buy, did I buy a baling trailer? I thought I did, because I remember buying one and then selling it right away. Where do I own one, or am I just misremembering? Baling loaders. Okay, I got one. So it must be down at the chicken farm. Yeah, I do need to go back around and start to do a little bit more landscaping, putting in a road, put some more grass around the farmyard and the chicken farm, put in a couple of trees. I'm just drawing a blank because I can't picture where this baling trailer is. I wonder where Liberty is today. Somebody said something, and I don't know if it's true or not, but if you don't feed the dog disappears. I don't know. All right, so no baling trailer there. There you are. All right, let's go pick up those bales. And this is the modded baling trailer, by the way. So it will pick up the 249 centimeter bales. So base game 240 is the largest bale that you can make. So the 249 in the mod means the 9 at the end of the number is just the multiplier of how big the bale is. So it's 9 times. I'm trying to remember, is it 1 through 9 of the multiplier, or is it like, I don't remember. The multiplier might be 2, 4, 9 in the sizes. I just went for the biggest. Less bales I got to deal with, the better. I just wish that the square baler would unload like the round baler. Nice and easy. And as I mentioned, this is probably going to be enough bales for a while. I'm not going to make bales just to sell them to make money because we don't need it. And that'll just add more work on the workload that we already have. I was thinking about even putting in some street lights. I saw them a while ago. I think the mod was made by Zottlezuck again. We've been using their mods quite a bit. And the street lights actually have different colors to them. So you can put down a street light that's green, red, yellow. A whole bunch of range of colors. I thought that would be kind of interesting to put on here. Even though we don't work at night, occasionally we might be running around, especially in the wintertime, taking care of the animals. Great demand for firewood. Well, we're selling it as we make it. Yeah, so where is Liberty? Now, like I said, I've seen Liberty, the doghouse is there. I've seen Liberty out in the main road. So if they can go that far, who knows where they are at. And did they, if it's someone that usually, oh wait, there's Liberty right there. Speak of the devil. Well, he's not a devil, or she's not a devil. I don't know, Liberty kind of sounds, well, I guess it could be male or female, honestly, I don't know. Alright, drop those off right there. I mean, a telehandler probably be nice to have around the farm, but we got the Deutz, that's our first tractor. I don't want to sell it. So we need to use it some way, shape, or form, and bale handling seems to be our best go with it. All right, so while we're down here at the chicken farm, I'm going to grab the grain trailer. Now they don't need any feed, but their feed trough is not full, so let's go ahead, and now we got a good amount of wheat in there, so we'll grab a wheat. I do got sorghum in here as well, but probably not a full trailer's worth. Yes, please, fill me on up. And how is, I think Frank Jr., I said, took over up there? Well, I see movement, so that's all good. If we go here and actually pH level, so you can kind of see the area he's got left to do right in here. Oh, that's right. I kind of forgot to, because I plowed a little bit more than I wanted to up in this corner. I was like, what's that little loop up there? Kind of forgot about that. Our environmental score, even though I'm not paying that much attention to it, we are at a score of 99. Not that it matters too much on this series. I just do precision farming because it reduces, as far as I'm concerned, and it may be true, I've heard other people say it does as well, it just reduces the amount of work that you have to do in a field, which is sometimes yes and no. I mean, soil sampling, if you had the standard soil sampler, that could take a while to go around the big fields, but we got the modded one, so we get big samples taken care of. All right, so I don't think I can open these up from the, whoops, not with the chainsaw. I don't think I can open these up. You have to go inside to open them up, which is not that big of a deal. I was just kind of curious to see, because this mod was updated. Well, okay, maybe more. I was going to say this last week, but it's probably been a few weeks at this point. I think they made the doors that I just went through a lot taller, so like the big crone reefer trailer can go in and grab the eggs or help you load up with the eggs. Wait, did I go out of the zone or? I was ready to say, you're going to take more wheat than that, I would think. And looks like we're out of lime once again up on the hill. So I think I'll grab the winter wolf and we'll finish off that ourselves. Just watch out for the doors. And they take what they take. Just to remind myself, I think we did take care of the animals, right? Female, 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 one male, female, 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 female. Yeah, we're all set. So right now the chickens' yearly food is 48,000 liters, and we just put in, they got 80,000. But as we know, let's see, these, nope, not them. So we're going to have 16 chickens, giving us about 160 chicks next month. Possibly even more. So we shall see as that moves on. And that will, of course, increase how much feed they need in a year, obviously. Oh, you know what I was going to do? I didn't want to close the door. I need to go in. I mean, I probably should just leave them out, honestly. But right now, since I'm not going to have to put that much in every month, we'll go ahead and put them away. I'm sure when the pen gets full, we're going to be over here quite a bit. So this, of course, can go right back into the silo. Now, if we do see ourselves getting low on the food, we're going to have to sell some birds as we go. My goal is, in some sense, not other than the 10,000 chickens, 10,000 ducks. My other goal is only to start with 8 chickens and 8 ducks. I don't want to have to rebuy any animals. All right, so you almost got it done. Now it seems like as we're getting the lime on the field, it's looking a lot bigger. It's definitely looking a lot bigger, so that's going to be good. Yeah, so wheat in that field. I remember wheat. Wheat goes in that field. That was funny. I didn't get the Jake break sound. Okay, somehow I turned it off. Or did the worker turn off the Jake brake? Okay, it's on now. Gotta have it on with the Winter Wolf. I saw this mod when it came out a long time ago, and I said, I'll look at it at some point. I just completely forgot about it. And then when I saw it again, I was like, oh, we'll give it a try. And after, I was like, ooh, I like all the options. I like the way it looks. And then when I got in the game and I heard it for the first time, I'm like, well, this truck is definitely a go-to truck of mine. Alright, back up the hill. Yeah, I'm going to have to put in a road that goes up here. I mean, the road that goes up from the chicken farm up, that's a nice short road, but unless I get in there, cut some more trees and make some more room, at least up here, if I bring the header up here for the combine, I got plenty of room to put the header anywhere, hook it on up, and get into the field without having to cut down trees or to make sure I'm at the right angle. So now, after Franco and Frank Jr. did the first two spins up here, I'm going to make a mess out of this thing. Yep, already missing some. But hopefully I can get this all done with the last load that I got. But either way, I'm going to finish this up between episodes. And then, fingers crossed as well, cut down a whole bunch of trees. When I say a whole bunch, maybe 100 to 200. Depends on how I feel at night. And once I get going, sometimes it's like a Ruffles potato chip. Once you pop, you can't stop. Is that Ruffles? I think it's Ruffles potato chips. Or is that Pringles? I can't remember which one it is. But it's one of the two. Yeah, once I get started, sometimes I can't stop. I'm like, oh, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And next thing you know, I've cut down 200 trees and I'm transporting them to the sawmill. Yeah, I think I can get the rest of this field done with the lime that I have. Like I said, it'll be done. It shall be done. I think the lime was getting to me a little bit there. Just had a sneeze attack. I think it's just a mindset of seeing all the lime dust behind us there. It makes me want to sneeze. But I'm going to finish this off like I was saying. And yeah, I'll get it on done and get some more trees cut. And I don't know, I think the harvest time for sorghum is, I think it's September. So, yeah, we're in July, so we may just skip August and get right into the month of September so we can do some more harvesting, see how much sorghum that we get. I'm hoping for 300,000. That's the number I'm shooting for. Well, we get what we get, but that's the number I'm guessing. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Oceanside Forest. But until then, have a good one.